Good morning, my family. Coffee time, quiet time. All the kids and everybody are gone, and it's just me and you this morning. This is fall, y'all. And right now here in Mississippi, it's a bit cool. I honestly would like to go in our living room and fire up my wood heater, but I'm holding off. It's cool, but it's not that cold yet. But just the thought of that wood heater, that warmth from it feels real, yeah, I kind of like the idea. Today we're going to be talking about cranberries. I have so many things I like to do with cranberries. I wait till cranberry season, honestly, because there's a lot of things I love to do with these. One, I do not like the added sugars and all the preservatives in making a cranberry juice. With these, I can actually make my own, even sugar-free. I have just a few jars left, and I absolutely need to restock my cranberry juice. Another thing I like to do with these is dehydrate them and make my own craisins and make my own cranberry sauce. However, this brings up a new year in the cranberry sauce and everything because there's a diabetic in the family. So, I am currently checking with the extension office over something before I do the cranberry sauce video. I want to make sure that the sugar that is added to the recipe is only used for a sweetener and not for a pH balance. I know that there is acidic in cranberries, so I do know that we can can these, water bath can them. But before I do that video, I am absolutely going to check with the extension office because I have an idea here, and I will share with you how we can have cranberry sauce sugar-free. But for today, I am going to show you how to make your own sweetened craisins. You can, however, if you are diabetic and you cannot have craisins that you buy at the grocery store, I have noticed they have two kinds. They have the low sugar or they have sweetened. So I am going to make my own low sugar sweetened craisins, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to do that. I'm looking at the prices from Walmart for motion spray, and I have done this. I have bought the cranberries, dehydrated craisins, and here is your prices you're going to pay. Now for a 12-ounce bag of sweetened cranberries, you're going to pay about $3.98. For a 24-ounce bag, you're going to pay $5.97. Now that can get quite steep. Now for the Great Value brand, the 12 ounces is $3.28. And the 24 ounce is $5.86. So you're paying a pretty good price for the cranberries that are dehydrated, otherwise known as craisins, to use in your cookies or things like that, or even snacks or toppings on your salad. I mean, let's face it, it's fall, so we use the fall things on our dishes. But now, although this is not the greatest price, I love to wait to the end of the season because I will buy out. That, y'all, is when I start doing my cranberry juice, just so you know that. But I will also, in between, from the time they start, which our store started this week, hallelujah, I was able to find cranberries. I'm going to start looking around because I'm going to start gathering up my cranberries. I will freeze them. Even frozen, you can make beautiful juice out of those, by the way, just so you know, along with your sauces. So you can freeze these if you find a great deal, store them up, and then at the end of the time when you think you've had enough, bring them out and you're going to start working with them. But I paid $1.50 for 12 ounces of cranberries. Now mind you, 12 ounces dehydrated was anywhere from $3.28 to $3.98, and I paid $1.50. That's the reason I like to make my own cranberries or craisins. I have learned how to do this sweetened if I wanted to. And again, you can do this completely without sugar and dehydrate them. And I will show you what they look like done. Be right back. Okay, y'all, so the reason I'm having to do cranberries is honestly, that's all I have left. And so I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this on camera, but these are absolutely delicious. Only these were unsweetened. So you can do this unsweetened or not. And it's kind of like leather, just like a craisin. But the trick to making craisins is not just popping them in your dehydrator. You're going to have to break them, y'all. You want to be able to get this where it penetrates all the way through while you're dehydrating them. You're going to have to poke them with a pin or something, or cut them in half. What we're going to do though is we're going to boil these in a simple syrup. That's where the sweeten comes from when you buy them from the grocery store. But you add as much sugar if you want. Now technically it states that there's, for 1 bag of sugar equals 1 bag of cranberries equals 1 cup of sugar. So I am going to do less than that. I do like them sweetened a bit, but not overly sweet. I don't want them too much. So I'm probably going to be doing about a 1/2 cup of sugar per bag. Now I have 3 bags here, so we are going to go ahead and dehydrate all of these to make a nice stock of craisins for the winter. Remember, I'm still stocking for the winter, y'all. I am also looking at the point where I can get my apples. If I can find a deal on apples, I am absolutely dehydrating apple chunks for our oatmeal and stuff like that. I have found that these are absolutely amazing. I love them in the chunks. You can do them in rings so that you can make different, maybe apple bread or something like that if you want to. But I'm going to start adding some more fruit into our pantry. I've already done some blueberries. I'm going to go ahead and show those to you as well. And that's the container of blueberries. They kind of look like, well, pepper flakes. What do you call it? Black pepper, whole peppercorns. Let's see if you can see that. But these are blueberries, and I can use these in muffins and stuff like this. So I absolutely love this, y'all. I love the fact that I can take blueberries or any type of fruit, I can dehydrate them, put them on my shelf, and I can actually have fruit all season long and not have to worry about the skyrocketing prices for summer stuff that we're not going to be able to have. So today's cranberries, but again, remember, you can, if you've got your blueberries in your freezer, you need to make room to hydrate them. Apples, if you get some, because we're Christmas, they have apples all the time because we're in apple season right now. So this is going to be the time to start watching for your prices, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I definitely want way more than 1 quart of apples. I'm using green apples because those are the only ones that my husband tends to be able to eat, but I may do some other type for me. So I just want to make sure I have plenty of fruit on my shelf, including my cranberries. Since this is the season, they're coming out, this is what we're going to do. So right now we're going to go to the kitchen and we're going to make homemade craisins and save the price. So I've got $3 worth, well, let's see, $4.50 worth of craisins for 36 ounces. Y'all, versus 24 ounces for $6. Wow, let's go make some craisins. Okay, y'all, so we here having our 3 bags of cranberries. They're in here. They have been soaking now for a little bit to clean them off. All the debris goes to the bottom because they float to the top. I'm removing any bad berry, even the ones that are like white. I don't want that when it comes to making craisins. So I'm now going to take them off the surface here, and we're going to add them to our pot. And this is where we're going to do our simple syrup. And we're going to blanch these so that we can get the skins to pop a little bit. It's kind of like making cranberry leathers, but in whole form. If you didn't want to blanch them, all you have to do basically is just cut them in half. But I'm trying to keep them in the whole form, basically. No, that's a bad one. You want them also, when you get your packages, you want these not to have soft spots like these do. These are no good, so you do not want to do that. You want to have nice, firm cranberries. And I try to go through and try to get all the bad ones out of there. Now I'm going to take my water here and get rid of this. I'm going to add about a quart or two of water. What I'm actually going to do right now is I'm going to do my sweetened simple syrup first. And get that sugar melted in here. And then we're going to add our cranberries. So I'm going to add, this is about, like I said, 3 packages. So about a quart of water. I'm going to check this out in a minute and we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to add about a quart. And then it's 1 cup per bag. So I said I was going to go ahead and do a half cup per bag for me. They're still going to be tart, but we're going to add about 1.5 cups of sugar to this. And I'm going to have to get some more sugar. That's about 1 cup. Honestly, that might be enough too. I don't really want them super sweet. I just want some sweetness to this. Let me go ahead and get another 1/2 cup of sugar and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So I have a total of 1.5 cups of sugar and I have 2 quarts of water in my pot. I'm currently going to bring this up to a boil, dissolve all this sugar. And then that's when we're going to be adding our cranberries. Now, somebody had asked me, what is the list when I go to do the cranberry sauce? Again, I'm waiting on the extension office, y'all, before I do that one, because I don't want to hurt anybody, you know, and giving bad information out there. So I am checking. That's the first time I've had to call the extension office. So I want to know for myself as well. If not, it's okay because I can still make a cranberry sauce without canning it and show y'all how to do that and have an amazing sauce without the sugar. So either way it goes, we're going to have it. You will want the ingredients is a substitute sugar. If you're going to do that, you're going to need your cranberries, some cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg, and some orange zest. Not the juice, but orange zest. The zest will help give that orange flavor without hitting your sugar, where the juice will hit your sugar. So, or you can use an orange extract if you want to. Either way it goes. So you'll want that. In the meantime, we're just working on these, and I'm going to take this step by step because there are so many different things that we can do with cranberries, even sugar-free. I have enjoyed, I honestly have to say, let me show you the juice. I will be right back. I'm not going to turn around and Another way of preserving, y'all, I have, with the blueberries, we dehydrated them, but you can also can blueberries and use these in several different things. If you want them for your yogurt or in baked goods or whatever, you can absolutely can blueberries. This is my cranberry juice, and I only have 3 pints left. There is honestly no sugar in this at all. This is nothing but concentrated 100% cranberry juice. This is the best flavored juice I have ever drank, and I am so blessed to have this. I add my own sweetener to it as I make it. 1 pint to 1 pint of water gives me enough cranberry juice for myself, and I will add my sweetener as I make my glass, to be honest with you, just like I make my cup of coffee. So I don't even use regular sugar. I'll use substitute. This is amazing, and I definitely want to be able to get enough cranberries to do that. Last year I had 11 bags, and it gave me a good stock of cranberry juice. So I definitely am looking forward to those sales so I can do this. With only 3 pints left, yeah, I definitely want my cranberry juice back. So we are almost done. This is almost dissolved. So we're just bringing this up to a boil right now. And at this point, once this gets to a boil, I'm going to bring you back and show you what the next step is. Okay, y'all, so we got our water good and hot, and it's starting to form up bubbles for this boiling. We're actually just wanting to cook these cranberries and blanch them just until the skin starts popping. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in here. And in the meantime, I'm also going to be adding some cold water to this, because once we get these all popped and everything, we're going to cool them off. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ready too. Meantime, we're just going to go ahead and do this. Actually, I'm going to use my bigger one. That way I can make sure that these get down in that water. We're going to do this for about 5 to 7 minutes just to make sure that we can pop these skins. We don't want to completely cook them, but just enough to pop them. And at the same time, I think if I have enough room, which I have a 9-tray dehydrator, so I may go ahead and do the apples and show you how to do them at the same time, because they're both at the same temperature. So I think we're going to do that. That way I have the craisins and the dehydrated apples at the same time. I'll go ahead and bring you closer so you can see what this looks like. There you go. Now you can see what we're working with here. I love this time of year, y'all. Just so many goodies to put up on the shelf. And I am getting ready next month. Oh, I can hear them popping. Next month, we are going to be doing the final pantry tour. And that will include everything that we've been doing, because that's when we start buckling down. It's starting to affect the company now, where the jobs are starting to slowly come down. Winter's coming, and that's when we will start buckling down and doing the pantry challenge. Three Rivers usually does their pantry challenge from January and February. For us, though, due to my husband's job, we will start a lot sooner. We have been known to start at the end of November, but most of the time we go about middle to end of December, after Christmas and after the holidays. I can hear them popping, y'all. And we're just going to sit here and make sure, see, like this one here has been popped. So technically, if I see them popped, I'm going to go ahead and pull them out and get them cooled off. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm sitting here watching them all burst, so that's kind of cool, you know? And I'm just going to wait, trying to pick them all out until we get them all popped here. And then the ones that don't pop, I'll just probably poke them when I go to put them on my trays. Got a stem right there. You can save this juice if you wanted to afterwards. It'll be basically very light, but you can absolutely save this juice and use it to drink or use it for flavoring. I am actually not going to save the juice to this one because it does have sugar in it. If it didn't have sugar, also you could use it in your compost, by the way. We still got a little bit more that have not. I'm just going to keep stirring these until they can all pop. So I'm going to bring you back when these are all finished popping and show you what we do next. Okay, y'all, so our cranberries are popped. Now we're going to get these cooled off. I'm going to get this in that water, because I don't want these cooking too much. This took about 5 minutes, y'all. So now we're just going to pull them out of here. And I'm going to get them in my cooled off water, get these cooled off. It would be better if you had ice water, but I don't have any. So I have to rely on the water from my cool air from my tap water. Like I said, I don't want these into mush, so, but I had to get them broken. And ones that don't break, like I said, we will poke them. I will go through this when I put them on the tray and do this. And once I get that all out of here, these cooled off, we'll strain them, and then we'll go from that to the dehydrator sheets and show you how to do this. And then we'll go to the apples, because it looks like I am going to have plenty of trays to work with. So we'll do 2 at once and show you guys how to get some fruit on your shelf. Now see, this is actually cranberry juice. Though it's weak, I may keep this and use this for my tea and add it with add some tea to this and actually have my cranberries. So I don't think I'm gonna waste this. Go ahead and set that aside. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this cooled off, and we will come right back and get you set up for how we're gonna put these in the dehydrator and work from there. Okay, my family, so what I do now is I'll just take, I rinse, or not rinse these, but I strain these, and then I turn around and I'm placing them as much on a single, when they're not all bunched up. Now some of these will be broken up to a mush, but they still make some really good craisins, so at least they're broken. I don't waste them. I'm going to use them just as they are. They're just as good, and these, I don't even have to poke them. They came out really nice. So I'm just kind of making a single layer as possible, pulling them apart from each other. These are going to take anywhere from 15 to 16 hours. It depends on your humidity and where you're at, so they could take a little longer. Like I said, I'm just going to do this one. Now I'm going to go ahead and get another tray, because this is pretty much full and I don't want to overload it. I'll go ahead. Sorry about this. my dehydrator's halfway across the room, so we'll put another one out here. I just take, you want to rinse these off as much as possible. I leave that in the sink so that they can strain in there. And then I just take a spoon and just place them on here. Now, you will get stained, y'all, just so you know that. Cranberries do like to stain. Now, these do have a tartness because they're not fully sweetened. You can add as much sweetener to yours. You can make them exactly like you would from the grocery store, although they might not look exactly like a raisin from the grocery store, but you can get the same flavor just by adding more sugar. Like I said, the most general rule is 1 cup per bag. If you wanted to sweeten them up that much. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish out these. I have maybe 2.5, 3 trays at the most of craisins that I'm going to be making. So this will work for me. I may end up getting more so that I can have them throughout the winter. But this is amazing. And then the next thing we'll be doing is working on our apples and dehydrating apples. And like I said, I'm going to show you how to do that at the same time. Might as well. They're both at the same temperature, basically the same time, and I will have plenty of room to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one put up, finish off the last tray, and we will be right back. Okay, y'all, so let's do some apples. I have about 1/4 of water in here, and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. The reason for this is to keep my apples, while they're dehydrating, from turning colors. So it keeps them the pale colored apple the way it's supposed to be without it turning dark brown. So here's what I do. Now you can choose any apple you want. Now what I am doing, I will show you a close-up look of these. Because I use them also for oatmeal, I can use these for cookies, breads, whatever. We are going to be doing in chunks like this. I don't know if you can see that, but we're doing chunks. Actually minced. You can choose the sizes. You can do bigger chunks if you want. You can do rings if you want. You can do slices, however you want it. I am just going to be showing you how to do these apple chunks that I'm doing. Now I'm just going to take my apple and I'm peeling it. If you have an apple peeler and don't have to do this, that's you choose what you like to do. I'm just going to get this off of here. And then I'm going to cut my bottom off. Put this aside. Now that'll go in my compost. Cut my apple down in half. And I'm going to quarter them. I'm going to show you how to do this the easiest way I know how. Now I've got this pit in the center where we got our seeds. So I go about halfway point. Make a triangle from the edge point, and there you have it. I have that removed. So now these I cannot compost because of the seeds in it, but I do have less waste this way. I don't have any other farm animals that'll eat this, so unfortunately. If you do though, you know what to do with them. Now these I'll have to get separated. Now I'm going to take my quarters. Let's see, I'm going to bring this down this way for you. I'll have to show that to you again because I just realized you couldn't see actually how I was taking those seeds out. Now I'm going to cut them in pieces like this, and I'm just going to make diced pieces. and put them in my lemon water. You can choose to flavor yours if you want. Some people like to put cinnamon sugar on theirs, whatever you want to do. I'm just doing plain because I like to use these in my husband's oatmeal. He loves it. And sugar is not his friend. You can try to use substitute sugar as well if you wanted to do that. But if I'm using these for baking, I want to keep them neutral, and I can always add later. And that's it. I mean, it's just that simple. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of these apples, peel them, take out the seeds. Let me show you one more time about those seeds, because you didn't actually get to see that. So I'm just going to take my peels. Go around my apple. Cut the bottom off. Cut it in half, quarters, just like so. Right, that'll be all right. So I'll start from the bottom's edge, come down to a halfway point, turn it around, do the same thing, and come right down where it makes that V and pull that core right out of it. Do it again, just down the halfway, flip it, pull that core. Just like so. And then I'll just take and cut them. Get that seed out of there. Pop them in my water. I have a 5-pound bag of green apples that I'm fixing to do this for. And then we are going to dehydrate these as well. Just do it this way. It didn't want to work out right. Alright, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these. And once I get this finished, I'll show you how to do the rest of this. Okay, y'all, so I finished off all my apples, and I just now put them in the strainer to drain them. Now I'm just going to take them on my sheet right here and spread them out, making sure that they're not clumped. Any super big ones, I'm going to cut them down like so. You can definitely put some more on here. I'm just going to line my tray up like so. Got another one I can cut down just a little bit. Alright, that one's pretty full. I'm going to go ahead and start another tray. I think I get, the last time I did these, I got about 2.5 trays on those as well. So, and that was from a 5-pound bag of apples. And so I try to pull these apart as much as possible here. May end up with 2 trays this time. I guess it depends on how much you put on your trays and how big your chunks are as well. Let's some of these. I got a little bit too big. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot left, so I got about 2 trays. I mean, that's not bad for apples here for a 5-pound bag. I actually had 10 pounds, and, well, hubby asked me if the other bag was for him to snack on, so I end up giving that one up, basically, and I'll have to get some more. Definitely want to do this. I got a couple more I got to break down, so I'm going to get all these in here. Break this down, like so. Alright, and that's it. Now we're going to get these in the dehydrator, and I'm going to set up, and we'll have just a little bit of coffee chat before we end this video. And that's it, y'all. There is a couple things. If you're not able to find fresh fruit, I like fresh fruit because it's all natural. There's no sugar added. There's no preservatives. They're not in anything. I can do what I want with these. So the other methods that you can, if you're not able to, apples are pretty high still, so I'm still watching those prices. As much as I'd like to have a big half-gallon size of apples, even a gallon, I couldn't afford that. So I'm going to watch for sales prices. I'm going to watch for the, as the season comes in, I'm going to see if the prices are going to drop. So that's basically how this works. If you are not able to get them fresh like this from the produce section, a couple things you can do if you wanted dehydrated fruit on your shelf. One, you can absolutely dehydrate canned fruit. You can also dehydrate frozen fruit. So if you can't get them any other way, you can go to the freezer section or your canned. Now, mind you, when you do that, most generally, a lot of them, except for the frozen now, the canned will be with simple syrup, so it's going to be super sweet when you're done. I have seen some pineapple pretty reasonably priced. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I like to get some pineapple as well for myself too. But if I can't, it's not something I absolutely have. I am learning this year that I would like to get some dehydrated fruit on the shelf for the winter. And so I'm learning to watch seasonable things. These last 3 years have taught me a lot to watch. Number one, I never looked at seasons. Number two, learn to be patient and wait, because a certain time, after so long, when they raise these prices up sky high, eventually they can't stay like that forever. They will drop, y'all. Be patient. Don't just jump in and just think, oh my gosh, they're this high, and if I don't do this now, I'm not going to get them. That's not true. I have watched potatoes now go back to normal. But at the time that I seen them, they were like 10-pound bags were almost $12 to $18. So no, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying $10 for a 10-pound bag of potatoes. I waited. They are now $5.80 something cents. I'm glad I waited. So be patient, y'all. Watch your seasons. Watch, like now, in seasons, pomegranate seeds are in. So take your pomegranates if you get a good deal. Put the seeds in the freezer. That's exactly what I did, and I'm now going to have some for my chicken dishes as a topping, or on my salads, or even a snack for that matter. Cranberries are coming into season. Now, coming into season, they can be pretty high. wait toward the end of the season. Now, if you're doing them into the season as they're just coming in, they are okay. Like now, I'll pay $1.50 if I wanted to basically do a Thanksgiving one meal out of it. Now, I did purchase 6 bags so that I could do these videos. Ordinarily, I would not do this. I would wait. Now, for my Thanksgiving dinner, I absolutely would get a couple bags, make them for that. But if I'm going to use them for storage, I'm going to wait until after the holidays. This way, they want to get rid of them. Or if I see them dropping down to 99 cents a bag, y'all, I'm going to hit it. 50 cents is even better. But look, in these days and age, these last 3 years, I doubt if we'll see that 50 cents. If we do, you better really hit it. But I'll even be happy with 99 cents, maybe even $1. So I'm going to wait when I do my craisins some more, when I start wanting to can sauce, which I'm going to be doing that with you as well. And if I want to make cranberry juice, absolutely, I'm going to wait until after the holidays, and then I'm going to watch where my sales are, even if it's at Aldi. I'm going to get my cranberries one way or another. I'm going to stock, and when I stock, that's when I'm going to do my canning videos with you on what to do with that big stock. That way I can have them all winter long up until spring, and sometimes, like my cranberry juice, it'll last me all year. So it depends on how much of it I drink. So these are other ways. We're talking about fruit, and we're talking about in-season fruit. Right now, what's a good thing to do, what's a good thing to put on your shelf and have that you can add for snacks, you can add for your favorite baking goods, because let's face it, a lot of us love to bake in the wintertime. It's not as hot, it heats up our kitchen, keeps us warm, and there's just something festive about baking during the holidays. So I'm hoping this video is helping you and the ones future to come. Cranberries are an amazing thing to have on our shelf, and I am going to come up with several ideas as best I can for you the diabetic way. The way that most people will not teach you how to do and be able to enjoy what everybody else enjoys, but in a different way, a different method. So, today, on your craisins, an absolutely diabetic can do craisins without sugar. Now, 2 things you could have done. You saw the simple sugar that I made. That was a low grade version of the simple sugar. You can do it absolutely no sugar by adding your favorite type of sugar substitute, whether that be Splenda, whatever. It doesn't matter what you use your own sugar substitute. That is one way. Or another way is completely eliminate the sugar and do your breaking down your cranberries till they pop, blanching, put them in cool water, put them on your shelf and dehydrate them just as they are without the sugar. You can sweeten them in anything that you want to put them in, your cookies or whatever later. So that was 2 ways even a diabetic can do their own craisins. Right now, they're set at 125 degrees. They will go for the next up to 16 hours, if not longer. Depends on what it takes to get these to a leathery consistency. So, that's it. And then you've seen how I'm doing my apples. Again, apples are another one that are coming into fall season. I'm waiting. There are some apples that come in the summer, but there are also other apples that come in the winter or the fall. And so we got our apple ciders and all of this. So I'm going to wait for the sales. Apples have been stupid crazy high, between $6 to $7 for a 5-pound bag. They're coming into season. I'm going to keep my eye on the seasonable ones coming in. I'm going to grab these and I'm going to put them on my shelf as well. I like my fruit. So until next time, we've got some more beautiful things coming, and it's a season for it all. So I will see you again. Much love to you from Parton's Heritage Homestead.